Hi everybody, it's 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, and I'm here today making this card, but I want to get down farther here. There we go. That's better. Alrighty, I'm at the lake. So I'm outside. It's actually quite a lovely day today. The sun's behind some clouds, but it's quite warm. So this is the leafy, let me see here. What's it called? Leafy Lattice is the one that I'm using today. And these are flowers for the soul that I had left over. So I'm using this Betterpress plate called Leafy Lattice, and then there's also a die with it. So I'm going to be using the Betterpress today. Alrighty. I don't think I need that. Okay. Now inside the card, I've made a little purse. This is I saw this on Natasha Foot's page, and you can put a little gift card in it. All right. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is get my stuff out of here. Okay, I think that's the one. All right, so I'm going to take my Betterpress. Hi, Sylvia. So it looks like this. And then this is the Betterpress right here. And the ink I'm using is Worn Lipstick. Okay. So I'm just going to put this here in the center. So I have some sticky grit on here so I don't have to tape it, which is brilliant. And then I'm going to put my plate on here. It just fits in within those grid lines, like so. I'm actually, whoops, going to put the bigger piece on. So the piece that I'm putting on here is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right. So I'm going to take my Worn Lipstick ink and I'm going to put it on here. Okay. And put my paper on here. Again, within those grid lines. So I have it within the grid lines. So I'm just going to put it on here. Now there's magnets in the 4 corners. And now I'm going to put it through my Bake Shop machine, which will apply pressure to it and will stamp on my paper. Oops, sorry. And then we have this beautiful design. All right. Now I am also going to be making the purse. So I will do that after. So let's take this off. And we'll stamp that after. All right. Now I am going to take the dye, which is here. So I can't see your comments, but I will definitely answer them when I go back. I don't have my regular camera here. All right. So now I'm going to cut out my design. Now I could leave it like this, but I'm going to add some texture to it. So we'll just bring this dye in like so. And we'll cut it out. All right, so here it is. All the little pieces. There we go. Yeah, it has, the weather wasn't great yesterday, but it's certainly hot today. And it's supposed to be hot tomorrow too, so I will probably, oops, I broke that. I'll probably be going in for a swim. But I haven't really been at the lake this week. We had some rainy days. I don't know what it's been like in Winnipeg. So I'm just taking this. I should have put it through again because it didn't catch everything. I don't think I have even pressure with my Big Shot. I had to throw one of them away. And now this one, I know they don't last forever. But you kind of hope they don't both go at the same time. All right. And now I just have to remove the center part. This was a thicker cardstock. All right, there's all my pieces. So now I'm going to get my card. I am using a pink card, and then I also used my favorite one, of course. This is the Dazzling Diamonds. It's a background die from Pinkfresh. It's old, but I use it all the time. All right, I'm going to use some glue to attach this. Sometimes with all the bumps, it's better to use glue. And I noticed that the Scrapbook Cottage got some more of the precision press. I'm just going to cut this off. Got some more of these glue. There we go. Just need to cut a bit more off of here. There we go. All right. I just want a little bit of a border there. Okay, so now I'm going to put on my lattice. Like I say, I could have just left it, but I wanted to have a bit of dimension here. and I wanted to have my background. So we'll just get that glued on. I'll trim off the ends. There we go. Okay, and we'll just trim those off. So is anybody crafting today? All right. There's that. And then these ones go on here, like so. So again, I'll use my glue. I like this glue press. And that's just going to fit in here. Like so. And again, the glue works better on, because this is a bumpy surface, so the glue does work better. Yeah, I like the glue press. It's nice, and it has that narrow tip on it, so it's perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to trim these off again. There we go. There. Just going to bring this down more. Okay, and then I have the center one here. There we go. And then we have these side ones that we can put on. And this Dazzling Diamonds is perfect because it just kind of, there's little spaces here, little triangles there where these go perfectly. And they're on this side as well. So it's easy to line up. So this one was perfect for this. All right. Okay, and then I had some leftover flowers from Flowers for the Soul. So we can put these on. Just gonna trim this off. Yeah, if you're doing this, trim it before you put the white on. I can get that later. So there, it looks very pretty. And now I'm going to add some flowers. So I'm going to use some foam tape. To put this one on right here. And what else do I have? I have this one for down here, and we'll add some foam tape on it as well. There we go. And then we can add some of these little flowers in. And just tuck them in. What else do I have? There's another one. I'll just do the reverse on these. Let's add some color. There we go. All right. And then I have a best wishes. Well, I'm going to cover that up. Maybe I'll put it down a little bit. So there's the front of my card. And then on the inside, I'm going to put this for my personal sentiment. And now I will make my little purse. Okay. All right. I think it looks so pretty. All right. So I've got my paper here. Now I didn't bring my circle dies, so I'm just going to use a plate or a bowl. So this is for the purse. So I'll just cut this out. I think I have a die this large, as a matter of fact, at home. But if you don't, you can just use a fruit bowl. That's what I used. Fruit nappy. Okay, now I want to add some design to it to match my card. So I'm going to bring back my Betterpress. And I'll put this in the center, like so. And I will ink this up. With my worn lipstick. Place this on top, matching up the magnets, and I'll put it through my Big Shot. So now we will have the same design for our purse as we had on the front of our card. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half. And I'll get my bone folder. So I'm just going to fold this in half. Like so, and give it a burnish. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these in. I'm going to go in about 1.25 inches, I think. So you kind of make a triangle like that. And give it a burnish and do exactly the same thing on this side. You can measure, I'm just lining them up. So I am not measuring. So now it looks like that. Just looking for something. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and I'm going to push in where those fold lines are. Okay, so you push that side in and you push this side in. And then you have a little purse. See that? Now I've got a little handle here. I just cut a strip of white paper and inked it so that my handle would look like this. So we'll just attach it to the back here. Turn it around. So I just ran my ink pad over top of it, of the paper strip, to get the same color. Okay, now I'm going to close this up because this is where my gift card will go. So I'm going to add some glue back here. Okay, and I will add some glue in here. There we go. And then when you open it, you can see where you can put the little gift card. Isn't that cute? And then you can add your flowers. I've got these ones. This was, I cut up the larger of the flowers for the soul. So I'm going to put that right there. Got a little piece there I can get out. There we go. And we'll put that right there. Isn't that just the cutest? You can make it even bigger and have it on the front. You could just put this on your front of your card if you wanted. That would be cute too. But I think it's very cute. Now you could put another handle here if you wanted. I didn't think it was necessary for mine. So I'm going to just put this, and it fits lovely right here. And we'll just put it so that it fits perfectly on here. And I did have a gift card, and I don't know what happened to it. I dropped it somewhere, I guess. Well, anyways, your gift card can just go right in here. So cute. So this could be a shower card. It could be a wedding card. It could be a birthday card. It could be anything. And then your little gift card on the inside. So there you go. So I used the Leafy Lattice by Pinkfresh, and it is with the Betterpress. Now I'll just wash this off with a baby wipe, or even just with a wet cloth. And then I also used the dye. I think the dye looks great. You get a real good dimension look with that. But then you can also use it, as I did, just to decorate the paper, which I think is wonderful as well. And then I used the Worn Lipstick ink. And this is Flowers for the Soul washi tape and dye. I had done a class with that, so I had some left over, so I used those up. So there we have it. Very cute. Now on Thursday, I am doing these. These are cards, I believe, by Paper Rose. And they are stained glass, they're called. And I'm just going to make 4 cards showing you different ways that you can use them. And they make very quick cards. They're beautiful. All right. So I'll be making those on Thursday using these stained glass cards. All right. So thank you for joining me. Hope you try it. I think it's really cute. I love this little purse. As I say, it could be the front of a card as well. All right. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.